go. Who are the 10 people, for those of you that are, I'm coming in late, sorry, I forgot to hit record. Who are the 10 people that right now, if you could choose anybody in the world, would you have on your team? If you knew for sure they would say yes. All right, everybody writing that list? So you've got two different lists going. You've got a list of 10 people that will help you, and another list, and some of those people may be the same. Okay? Then I want you to think about, and I'm going to have each one of you share one person with me so I make sure everybody understands it. Why would you want that person on your team? What is it about that person that makes you really want them on your team? Write that down. We'll do one. We won't do all 10. Hopefully it's because you see some good business characteristics in them. So what are some of the reasons you would want that person on your team? And then the next thing that I want you to do is write down, what do you think they would enjoy about being part of DEV? Maybe you know they need extra money. Maybe you know they need to get out of the house a little more. Maybe they like to travel and you think they would really enjoy free trips. What is it about those people? And I want us to go through today. We're going to be a little more active if we can. I know some of you are driving and may not be able to do this, and some of you are in the car, but let's do it to the best of our ability. So let me give you an example. So one person would be my sister. Her name is Lynn, okay? Why would I choose Lynn? Why would I want Lynn on my team? Well, number one is because Lynn's got a great personality. That's pretty generic, though, so I've got to think a little bit deeper than that. So Lynn is a very dedicated. She is, if she says she's going to do something, you can count on her 100% to do what she says she's going to do. People trust Lynn because she does what she says she's going to do. She's very driven. She likes to have success. She likes to win. She has high integrity. People trust her and therefore would like to do business with her because they trust her. Some reasons that I think DEV would be good for Lynn is because, number one, Lynn doesn't like her job. And maybe this could be something that could replace it someday. Lynn loves to spend money. She loves to shop. She loves to travel. So extra income is always good for Lynn. She would have fun. She's a fun person, so parties would be good. So when I call Lynn to invite her to hear about DEV, the way I would do it is, hey, Lynn, I was thinking about you today, and, you know, what high integrity you have, and that, you know, when I think about people that I want to surround myself with, it's people like you because of the level of integrity you have. And, you know, I know that your coworkers are always commenting on how much they enjoy working with you, and I really believe it's because you're dedicated, you like to win, you like to help people, and all of those are great characteristics of being a good chocolatier. And Lynn, I know you're not super happy at your job right now, and so I can say that because I know this person, and that's why we're starting with 10 people you know. I know you're not happy, however, I know you have to have a job because you like to spend money too much, and you like to travel, and you like to buy things. And Lynn, I'd love to just sit down with you and show you how DEV might be your answer to not always having to be at that job you don't like, but being at a job you do like. When would be a good time for you, either now or later tonight? When would be a good time for me to just sit down and show you how this might work for you? So do you see how I'm building that confidence, but I'm also helping her to see herself be successful? Who will go first and share that first person, one of the people on their list, and what the good they see, why they would want them on their team, and why they think they would enjoy the benefits of DEV? What benefits? So we'll do that first. Okay, Christy, go ahead. Great.
Mine would actually be also my sister,
Okay.
because I know that she recently, she worked part-time for a very long time, and she just recently had to go back to her full-time job, and go back full-time because her husband He had his own business, but then ended up having to go back to a regular job. So she had to go back full time. She has, like you said, it's generic, a great personality, but she is great with people as far as where she can just go and she can befriend anyone. She, no matter who they are, they could be the worst person in the world and she can be their best friend.
Right.
And she can talk to a crowd of people without even thinking twice about it. She has that just natural ability to just walk into a crowded room and just talk to anyone. She has the drive to want to be home with her kids and spend more time with them and be able to make her own hours. She also loves to travel, and if it's cheap and free, she's all for it.
Okay.
And she helped start my brother-in-law's business and get it running and promoted it and got it to where it was, to the point where he actually got hurt, and that's why he couldn't have the business anymore. But if he could still have it, she had gotten it to the point where it was so big that, I know that she could do this, and I know it would be something that but what scares her is it's the chocolate factor, because she is such a chocoholic. She's afraid that the whole thing, I'm afraid I'm going to get fat if I eat chocolate.
Well, you know what? And what we'd say was, you will learn how to control that, right?
Yes.
So what I want you to do is I want you to take all that stuff you told me and condense it and come up with an invitation to build her confidence and show her why this could be good for her. So give me like a 2 or 3 sentence. How to approach her.
Well, first of all, I'd have to schmooze her because she's my sister, and that's how I always have to do it. But I'd have to tell her that, I really feel like this would be great for you because I know that you love to travel, and one of the biggest things you can get from this is you can earn free, amazing trips all over the place. And from that, you could also make your own hours and be able to spend a lot more time with your boys. And we can spend the summers on the boat, and you wouldn't even have to worry about your job and having to be home to get to that job. You can make your own hours and actually enjoy and party while you work.
Okay, now add a compliment. Now tell her why she'd be first. That is great. Now, but I want you to tell her why she would be good, not just what she would enjoy, but what are remember those characteristics you talked about, how she can befriend anyone. Start with that, because you can say those are characteristics of a good chocolatier. Okay, so make sure you start with that, and then that second part, all the things that she enjoys. The reason we do that is because so often people will say to us, I could never do that. So we want to tell them before we ever invite them, yes, you can. This is why. These are the skills you already have. These are the characteristics that come to you naturally. Right. And then we're going to tell them why they're going to enjoy it so much. But great job. All right, who wants to go next?
I will.
Okay, thanks, Christine.
Mine has got to be my niece, Angie.
Okay.
She is such a sweet, sweet girl. I mean, she's very outgoing. She's creative. She's fun. She's competitive. She's got this initiative that is amazing. When she sets her mind to something, I think it's got to be the Martins side of the family, because when she sets her mind to something, by gosh, she'll overcome hell or high water to get it done.
Right.
And that's just the way she is. So I think I would pull that in and be more like, hey, Ange, look, there's this new thing that I've got going. I really think you'd be great at it because you have such that strong characteristic. You're going to get it done no matter what. And that is such a good thing when it comes to being a chocolatier. You've got this fun personality. And so I know that you have fun when you're doing all these tastings with people. And so I would love to have you on my team with me, because you can be your own boss. The grandkids that you love to spend time with, you can spend time with them all the time you want to. If you have a night where you want to spend the time with them, you block it off on your calendar, because your flexible schedule, I know you and your husband, Andy, want to travel. You can earn trips for both of you to places that you've always wanted to go. So I know you could do this.
Great. So all you got to add is, so when can we chat? Would later today or now be a good time? So you want to add that urgency. So that's perfect, because now you've told her you can do this, you have the skills to do it, and this is what you're going to enjoy about it. Fantastic. Who will go next? Barb, I don't know if you can while you're driving, and Michelle, I don't know if you're driving or just on the phone.
I'm here. It's Michelle. I'm at Bible study. I have Bible study on every other Wednesday.
Okay.
And so I put my ears in and I'm listening, and then I go back and forth, and I just went and put my prayer request in, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
You're really not hard. Very good. Very good. I appreciate your dedication.
All right, so I've got a gal that I met at a Monday night Bible study, and she's I think she's in her mid-20s. Her name is Judy,
Okay.
and she's been excited anytime I mentioned, like I bought a box of chocolate covered something or another, and she just loves the idea, and she's got this really bubbly and warm, drawing you in type of personality. And so I've got a tasting. I'm doing a brunch Saturday, and so I invited the whole group, and she's like, oh, I hope I can make it, because for extra money, I go and do car details with, I don't know if it's her brother, uncle, father, somebody, and I'm like, she's like, but I'd much rather, come with you. And I said, well, I've been wanting to talk to you about it. I said, we have these things called Cocoa Chats. I said, you have such a great personality and warmth, and you draw people in. You might like to do what I do. And she said, I love PR. I mean, she's pretty much selling herself, but well, we have a Cocoa Chat planned for Monday. So I was like, on Monday, I was like, I got my Cocoa Chat tonight, y'all.
Good. Awesome. Great job. So you're doing exactly what you need. So think of 9 more that you can do that with. Like I said, they may not be the best dream team in the world, but that's the best dream team that we have now.
Right.
Ronald, did you come back on? Is that you coming back on in the 561? Who's calling from 561 area code? Okay. Barb, are you able to do this, or can you not do it while you're driving?
Yeah, no, I can do it. That's fine. I would ask my friend Cheryl. We've been friends for since 9th grade, so long time. She is very outgoing. She's fun. She's good with people. She, like the other girl said, she can just talk to anybody. She is a single mom, so she works pretty hard. So it would supplement her income. So Dove would be good for her for that reason, for the money. And just to get, all she does is basically work and take care of her household and that kind of thing. So, I mean, it would give her some outside people to talk to other than just the people at her work. She works in a hospital, like psych ward or whatever, so it'd be good to talk to people that
are crazy.
Regular people and have fun,
Right.
So,
I want you to put it in an invitation. I want you to put it in like a 2-sentence invitation.
Okay. So, her name is Cheryl. So Cheryl, and I have talked to her a little bit about it before, and she said she would sign up, but she just never, did. So I'll say, Cheryl, I would love for you to do this business with me, because I know how fun you are, and you're great with people, and you like chocolate, because she's bought a lot of stuff before. So I said, and you could get it at a discount, and you could meet more people and that kind of thing. So I don't know what else I would say.
Be specific. Talk about the money. Talk about what you just said. Everything
Okay.
Talk about,
Okay.
you know, this would give you a chance to have some happy people in your life. I know your job can be, what you're trying to do here is you're trying to create a picture. You're trying to make them see themselves in the opportunity, literally in it, not just thinking about it, but that you're creating a word picture for them to see themselves in it. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Catherine, do you want to go next? Oh, I don't see Catherine anymore. 561. Did we determine who 561 is? Is that Ronna Lee back?
Yeah.
Are you able to do this, Ronna Lee, or are you not able to talk while you're on the phone?
Well, I missed some of it, obviously, when I dropped the call, so I'm not quite sure where we're at the moment. Like, okay. I'm listening to what they're saying, but.
Yeah, what we're doing is I have them each, I sent out an email asking you guys, and we talked about making your top 10 list, and I'll send the tape to you instead of going through it and having everybody listen to the whole thing again. I'll send the video of this call to you so that you can work on the activity, okay?
Okay.
And then that way we
I
can
get the email, though.
Pardon?
I did get the email, so I have the email that you sent before the call. I did receive that.
All right, so I will do that. The next thing I want us to talk about is our calendar control. That's working smarter, not harder, is to know when you're going to work. Sometimes the people who have the most time to do this business get the least amount done because they think, well, I can do it later, or I can hold a party anytime. I want each of you to take time to pick out when you are going to work. When are you going to work your business? So what you want to do is you want to take your calendar, and the first thing that you want to do is you want to put all of your personal commitments, okay? So all your personal commitments first, and then I want you to identify 3 to 4 time slots that you can hold parties every week. And then that power hour we talked about at the beginning. How are you going to use the power hour? Where are you going to do your 15 minutes here and your 15 minutes there? So that's the next thing that'll make a big difference in your business. Learn what your time stealers are. Are you one that you go to put a post for your business on Facebook and find yourself 30 minutes later reading your feed? You know, and you're still sitting there and you're losing time. If that's you, because I can be guilty of that. So I don't open my personal Facebook until at night after it's too late to call people. And then I can live in it as long as I want. So know what your time stealers are. Let incoming calls, if you're working on something. So for example, if you're working on calling your lead list for parties and your phone rings, let it go to voicemail. Don't stop what you're doing to take that call, because what that does is it interrupts your thought process and gets you off track. And that sometimes can be a time stealer. Let it go to voicemail. Ask people to, make sure especially if you work with people that are your friends, make sure that you are, when you're calling them about your Dove businesses, you might start your conversations with things like, I'm working on my Dove right now. And if they start becoming personal, then you can say, hey, can we set a time to talk later tonight about that? Because I don't want to get distracted. That's how you keep business. I hate to do this to you ladies. You guys can share ideas. I have a little bit of an upset stomach right now. I'm going to run to the restroom. I'll be right back. Sometimes this happens in real meetings, so I'm gonna let you guys share some amongst yourself, and I'll be right back.
As far as the calendar control, one of the things that I have started doing is I've got 2 teenage daughters, and I sit at least twice a month with them and sometimes once a week if we need to. But we sit and we write out everything that they've got planned, everything that they have going and things like that. Like I have one who's a senior, and she's got prom, and she's got graduation, and she's got all of these things that she's doing, and we actually go through and we block off, okay, this is for so-and-so, this is for Destiny, this is this, and I sit down and I block all that off of it so that I know at a glance that my calendar is correct. Does anybody else do that kind of thing?
I do that. I have, because my son's got baseball, they got piano lessons, my daughter's a junior in high school, she's got prom coming up. You know, I have mine's all color coded, because I'm like, all right, this one's this color, this one's this color. I got different color pens, and yeah, because you gotta have your family time too. So
you do. Now, how do you do the color coding thing? Because I can never seem to get it right. I started to try that, and I was like, I can't get this right.
Well, my parties, I have all my Dove parties are in teal, because that's our colors, the teal and brown. So I got the teal color pen, and everything's in that. My son, I just put everything in my son and daughter are in black, because that's that's typical, that's family, that's just everything had standout color. And then everything else that's like a party, like a family party or something like that, I'll do in another color. So it's just, and then but if it has something to pertain with Dove, it's in teal, so that'll stand out, that it's a call like today, that's on the calendar.
Okay.
But that's in that color. So I just always use a different color, so I can kind of, if I just have to glance at the calendar, I know, okay, well, if it's black, that means it's family, it's off limits.
So you don't do like the highlighted day type of thing?
No, I just do color coded pens.
That's what I tried to do, was the highlighted days thing, and it just, I had a hard time seeing it and all that kind of stuff. So I was trying to figure out a good way to do the color coding. So different colored pens would be good.
Yeah, I just did that because that way I could know that Dove is one color, family is one color, and that's how I keep it separate. So
I'll have to try that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sharing, guys. So we were talking about time stealers, avoiding interruptions. Be specific on your voicemail. So here's something you need to know about me. If you call me and don't leave a message, I don't call you back. Because I'm not going to assume just because you came up on my caller ID that you did me. You could have accidentally dialed me. So if you need someone, leave a message and teach your team that. Don't be I called because I saw you called, because they may have butt dialed you and then you've just wasted time again. Also teach your team to leave specific messages. So one of my pet peeves, you might as well know, because we're all going to be working together for a long time, is when people call me and just go, hey, Laurie, I have a question, call me back. Here's the problem. I call back and I get their voicemail and we're playing phone tag, whereas if they leave the question for me, at least if I get your voicemail, I can give you. Now, sometimes you just say, I want to share some excitement with you. That's awesome. But you don't leave it in the voicemail. I get that. However, if it's something specific, always leave that question so that if we're playing phone tag, I can at least deliver the answer. Okay? So you have to protect your time. Set times during the day when you check email, do Facebook. Don't do it all day. So yesterday, we're running, I think most of you have probably seen on Facebook or in Google, we're running a lot of Facebook and Google ads. I literally turned off my dings on my email because I had about 25 leads I had to call. And if I stop and I check every email that comes in, and no joke, by the time I got through doing those calls yesterday, I had 44 emails. Now, can you imagine? And a lot of that's because I have all my Facebook notifications and I just delete. But can you imagine the disruption if I had been checking email every time an email, and how long it would have taken me to get that done, right? So don't be afraid to let things go. Think about your household. So some days, I know when we work from home, I'm my house has to be in order. So I get up in the morning and I make my bed. That's the first thing I do. But let's say it's one of those days where I need to vacuum and I need to mop and the bathrooms need to be clean and it's in between when the housekeeper comes. What I do on those days is I work for an hour and then I clean for 30 minutes. Then I work for an hour, and then I kind of reward myself. It sounds silly, but I reward myself only once I get my hour of work done. Is then I'm going to go do this. I'm trying to be my one word for this year is health or healthy, and so I'm trying to move my more. So what I do is every hour, at the end of every hour, I take 5 to 10 minutes and just go walk around my cul-de-sac. So I'm stretching my legs, I'm moving, and in addition to when I exercise during the day. But what this is doing for me is it clears my head, it gives me time to think, and I'm getting done what I need to get done without interrupting my day all day long. But I reward myself with that. About when you're traveling to meetings, find another chocolatier that you can go to meetings together with. That way you're learning from each other. Deal with your difficult tasks. This is always a shorter comment. Deal with your most difficult task early in the day. That's the best time to deal with them. Get them off your plate while you're fresh. And I'm really bad at this. So the thing I dislike most about my job is I have to do expense reports, and I hate doing my expense reports. So I've learned to do them at the beginning of the week and get it off my plate so that it's not haunting me and I'm not constantly putting it. Look for ways to save time at home. So you guys may think this is silly, but I tell you one of the best time-saving tips. I'm going to give you a couple that might help some of you. So when my children were young, I have 3 kids, and at one point my nephew was living with us as well. So I had 4 kids, and everybody had their own room, and everybody had their own laundry basket. Well, every time I had to do a load of laundry, I had to sort 5 laundry baskets, ours and all 4 kids, right? And to do 1 load of laundry, that takes a lot of time. It wasn't the laundry, the automatic washing machine and the automatic dryer takes care of that. So someone taught me to go get laundry baskets, get rid of all the hampers. I got laundry baskets, and I wrote on them what went in each one. So the white basket, the dark basket, the towel basket, the jeans basket, however you sort your laundry. And instead of them putting their clothes in a hamper, at the end of the night, even if your kids are little, and they can't do it themselves, but by the time mine were 3, I even colored, they could walk into the laundry room and put their clothes in the right hamper if they could reach it. Because I had them on the top of the washing machine. I had a tiny laundry room. So I had on the top of the washing machine, behind the door. And that way, when the basket got full, you put a load of wash on. So laundry it saved me a tremendous amount of time. And then what I did was, as it came out of the dryer, I draped it over each person's chair at the dinner table. For some reason, my laundry rooms have always been off my kitchen. And I draped it over their chair, and before they could come to dinner that night, they needed to put their laundry away. And it just saved me a ton of time because, I'm not the fold the underwear girl. I don't care if my kids cram their underwear and their socks in their drawer. Just put it away. I mean, that's their issue, right? So, but it saved me a tremendous amount of time. When my children were young, do any of you have young children that are on this call? Okay. When they were really young, I had a telephone toy box. So I took some of their favorite toys that they like to play with, and I put them in a special box on top of the refrigerator. And the only time they got to play with them was when I was working, and they had to be quiet. So if they had a favorite video, I hate Play-Doh, but they would get to play with Play-Doh when I was working because they knew they could be quiet and play with it, and I might get an hour's worth of work done or a half-hour video, and the only time they got to watch it. There would literally be times that my kids would say, "Can you work, Mommy, so we can play with you?" That's a wonderful feeling because they don't feel like your work is taking away. Then it feels like a treat. As they got older, it would be, while I do this and you do this, then we'll do this. That works with children and husbands, by the way. I would say, while I work on my business for an hour, will you give the kids a bath and then we can sit and watch a movie together? While I do this and you do this, then we can do this. Or the kids, it might be, while I work for an hour, if you get all your homework done, then we'll go to the park for an hour. So while I do this and you do this, then we'll do this is a great reward. So depending on the ages of your kids.
Hey, Lori.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm getting awful static from somebody's I can barely hear you.
Okay, I will mute some of the audios out there. Is that better? No, I hear it too. Is that better?
Much better. Thank you.
Barb, I muted yours because I think we were getting some feedback from while you were driving. So just if you need to say something, Barb, wave at me and I'll take you off mute, okay? Make sure you know what you want to. So there's different ways. I've always been a list maker, but sometimes I found myself crossing things off and then starting a new list, and I was rewriting. When I was going through my coaching, these are things that this is my new way, and it's really helped me. Ever have those days where you're feeling like you're really overwhelmed, you have so much to do, you don't know how you're going to get it done? Well, this is my new way of doing it, is on Post-it notes. So I write down every task, and I split them up. I have French doors in my office, and I can have to do, meaning they're urgent, need to do, and want to do. And what I do is I get great pleasure out of being able to wad something up and throw it away. It feels very accomplished to me. So as I do it, I just take them down, but it keeps it. So I always get my have-to-dos done first, then a couple of my need-to-dos, and then I always do at least one want-to-do. And my one want-to-do every day is I walk for 45 minutes with my neighbor. And that's just my clearing of my head in the middle of the afternoon. I've been at my desk a long time. So that's always a want-to-do. Sometimes a want to do for me is clean the bathroom, believe it or not, because it's grossing me out. I need to go clean it. But that's not a need to. Well, it becomes a need to sometimes. But find what works for you, so that, and the Post-it note thing has just worked. I laugh because I teach this to a lot of people, and I don't know if any of you know Vanessa O'Rourke, but she's one of our managers up in Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh area. And she said, Laurie, I use this so much that now my daughter is writing things on Post-it notes that she wants me to do and putting them on my desk. It works though, but that's a good thing, because then it always helps. Another tool that I used to use very effectively, and I'd forgotten about it until yesterday, I was having a call with Delana Wood, and we were talking about, as your team grows, how do you keep up with when their parties are and their launches, and have they launched, and their day 45 and all of that. And a lot of people use electronic. However, you have to open an electronic calendar. What I did was, and she said she was going to go do it last night, is I had always a big desk calendar on my desk. Now, I know some of you may be like me. When I first started in the business, like, my desk was my bed, or the dining room table. It wasn't always a desk. I wasn't that fortunate. But if you can, and when I sat down every day, I could see who has a party today. And those were the top of my list. So I'm going to call, hey, Christine, it's Laurie. I know you have your second party today with Christy. I just want to call and wish you good luck. And I can't wait to hear from you tomorrow about who the 2 people are you booked parties with and the 3 people you picked out you want to work with. And so as I'm working with that new chocolatier, when they tell me their parties, I'd ask for their host name and I'd write what number, because they have 8 coupons, right? And I could say, you still have 6 coupons. So there's so many ways. And it just was my number one priority, was looking at that desk calendar. If I was working with someone that wanted to be a team leader, I would put their parties on there, because if I'm working with you to be a team leader, I want to call and encourage you. I didn't have my entire team's parties on there. Another thing that really helped me is if I looked at a month and it was Thursday the 24th and we didn't have any parties on Thursday the 24th, I might put out a challenge. It says, first person to book a party for April 24th gets a prize. So that way, it just was a great tool, and it helped me to work smarter, not harder, because it set my focus on my priorities. And last but not least, this call usually does wrap up a little faster than most, but is make time for the important people in your life. Run your business. Don't let your business run you. So that's why I said at the beginning, it's called start. Before you put your business on your calendar, put your personal life on your calendar. I promise you there is time for both. You may have to get creative, and sometimes we have to decide. I remember that I loved working in the youth group at our church, but I thought to be a good mom, I needed to be on the PTA, and I absolutely hated being on the PTA, but that's what I thought good moms did. And I had to realize one day, you know what, I can be a great mom and not be on the PTA. I give my time through my church and to the teenagers, which a lot of people don't want to work with teenagers, right? So I gave up the PTA, and that freed up another night every month, or usually 2 nights a month, that I could do more parties. So choosing your priorities and what is best for you is very key. I'd love to tell you to only touch paper once, but if I ever master that in my life, we'll probably have a party for the entire nation, because I am a paper shuffler terribly. But, you know, I do keep a trash can right here at my desk. Look how full it is right now, that it's just paper, so it can go straight to the recycle bin. And I do sit here with my mail. I take my mail. I have a magazine rack because I get way too many magazines that I don't read. But I open the mail and I either put it here to pay, one side of my desk is to pay the bill. The other side goes straight to the trash. I've gotten better at using online banking and just paying that bill right then. Because there's like my water bill. I set everything up through my bank. I don't have them all over the place. So I have to wait till it comes in to know how much it is. But I've gotten better about saying, okay, Lori, take that 30 seconds right now. Most of us have an app on our phone. I can open up my app, pay that bill, set the date I want it to go through, and I'm done, and throw it away. And I'm done. And I'm getting way better at that, but I still have not mastered that one. So this week, your homework is to really, all I want you guys focused on this week is working smarter, not harder. And what I want you to do is, I want you to pull out all the stops. I want every single one of you to book 3 new parties this week, to be held in the next 3 weeks. Whatever you have to do, beg, borrow, or steal, let that be your sole focus, and recruit one. That's your only job for this week. It can, of course, continue your 21 days to success. So does anybody have any questions, comments, or want to share their best learning from today, their best takeaway from today that they're going to put into practice? Barb, I'll take you off mute and you can go first.
Best thing you're going to put into practice, just basically ask my friend to join the company.
Okay, there you go. That's going to be your recruit this week. I love it.
Okay.
But start with the compliment, follow up with why she's going to enjoy it before you ask, okay?
Okay. Yes, I will.
All right. Christy, you want to go next?
I'm going to go after my sister because she's currently having a party for me right now. So I'm going to give her some compliments and the reasons why she would want it. And then hopefully she'll use her hostess rewards and she can become a chocolatier with me.
Here's a good word. I always say to people, how would you like to turn your party into profit? Did you know you could make money and get free chocolate? Because if she buys her kit up front, she can make her money back with her sales instead of converting it and get the free chocolate.
Yeah, because she was actually surprised because she was like, oh, I don't know if I'll have a party for you. My friends won't buy anything. She's already, the party started. The party actually technically doesn't start till tonight at 7 o'clock, and she's already got 3 sales.
So here's the thing. You don't want her to convert. You want her to buy a kit because she makes better money. So if she buys a kit for $115 and her party's $500, she makes $125 back, and her kit's completely paid for.
Okay.
Right? If she converts she only gets $75 towards her kit, right? Okay. So, and she doesn't get the free product. So what you want her to do is buy a kit, turn her party in under her name, get the money back, and get the free product, and it goes towards her quick start and her qualifying.
Okay.
Always better for them to buy their kit than to convert. Converting should only be done if they really can't buy it. But when people are doing a party like her, she gets it turned in before the end of the month, which she will. She'll get her money back before her credit card statement even comes in.
Yeah.
Right? All right, Christine, what's your best takeaway?
I think for me, it's the power hour.
Okay, good. I'll be looking forward to hearing how that works for you.
I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old in the house, plus 2 teenagers, and I try and work my calling and stuff around when the 1-year-old is taking a nap, and so it works really great. Of course, right now hubby's home and can help me with them, but I think having that, I know that for this hour, I will be doing these things right here is going to help me quite a bit. That plus I think this, who do I want on my team, thinking of exactly what I see in people.
Right.
And knowing exactly what to say to them is going to help me a lot as well.
Great. So here's what I want you to do. If you haven't already, if you're not friends with Rochelle Powers on Facebook, her name is Rochelle Elise Powers. Friend her and ask her to give you some tips because you have very similar lives.
Is it Rochelle or Rochelle?
Rachelle, Rochelle.
Okay.
And she'll be great. And she actually just created forms to go in hers, and I'm sure she would share with them. Just tell her I told you to, because she's just one of the sweetest gals you'll ever meet.
Okay.
Okay. And Michelle, how about your best takeaway? I'll unmute you. She might be in Bible study.
I'm driving now.
Okay.
I think I liked how the power went, and just being able to even break it up into 15-minute increments for the different folders and stuff. I think because for me that's probably, I get tunnel vision, and so I think that can be helpful for me.
Great. Awesome. All right, ladies. Well, thanks for a great call. And I will send this recording out to everyone. That way, if you want to go back and listen to some of the tips or how some of your friends worded their invitation to their recruit leads to steal some of those ideas, that way all of you will have it, okay?
That would be great.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.